Hi everyone, it's Monday the 18th of May and I'm going to be going through a few examples of today's learning and our learning objective is to understand and calculate the perimeter of any given 2D shape. So it's really important that we are going to be focusing on the perimeter today. So what is perimeter? The perimeter is the distance all the way around the outside of a 2D shape, so of a space or an area. So as we can see from this square here, the perimeter is all the way around the boundary, essentially. The boundary means the outside edge of any shape. Okay, now we're going to be finding the perimeter of some 2D shapes. And remember, the perimeter is the boundary of the shape. So if we look at this first one, we can see that it's an isosceles triangle. So an isosceles triangle, I know, has two sets of equal sides. So when we're looking at these particular shapes, it gives us some measurements. So I can see in this isosceles triangle, I've got 6 centimeters, 5 centimeters, and then a missing one. But because an isosceles triangle has two equal sides, therefore I know that this side is going to be 6 centimeters. And in a lot of questions, it could be in centimeters, it could be in millimeters, it could be in meters, or even, depending on the question, sometimes kilometers. Okay, so now working out the perimeter of the shape, all I need to do is some quick mental calculations. 6 add 6 is 12, plus the 5 is 17. So the perimeter of this isosceles triangle is 17 centimeters. Okay, now looking at question 2, I can see that it's a hexagon and all the sides are the same length, so it's a regular hexagon. So I know that if this is 15 centimeters, 15 centimeters, 15 centimeters, and then we just carry it on round 15 centimeters, 15 centimeters, 15 centimeters. Okay, so I could do lots of repeated addition, or I could use a quick short multiplication method because I know it's 15, it's the same number, and I'm doing it 6 times, so I'm multiplying it by 6. So 5 times 6 is 30, 1 times 6 is 6, plus the 3 is 9. So the perimeter of this regular hexagon is 90 centimeters. Okay, looking at question 3 now, so I know it's a rectangle or an oblong, and it has two sets of equal sides. So if I know that this here is 24 centimeters, then the opposite side must be 24 centimeters. And if this is 64 centimeters, then the opposite side must also be 64 centimeters. Otherwise, it's not a rectangle. Okay, I'm going to do some quick mental calculation or doubling. So 64 and 64 is 128. And then 24 plus 24 is 48. And I'm going to add those together. So 8 add 8 is 16. 2 add 4 is 6, plus the 1 is 7. And then 1 plus 0 is 1. So the perimeter of this particular shape is 176. I'm going to check my measurements. It's in centimeters still. So it's 176 centimeters. Okay. Question 4, I can see again I've got two different numbers, so it's a type of rectangle. So I'm looking for the opposite sides again. So if this is 57 centimeters, this must be 57 centimeters. And then if this is 24 centimeters, then this side must be 24 centimeters. Okay, now I need to find the perimeter, so I need to work out the boundary of the shape. So 57 plus 57 is 114. And 24 plus 24 again is 48. Okay, so doubling really comes in handy when it comes to rectangles. Okay, so 4 plus 8 is 12. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus the 1 is 6. And 1 plus 0 is 1. So the perimeter of this shape is 162 centimeters. Okay, so as we know, the perimeter is the distance around a figure, around a 2D shape, so it's the boundary. The shape we've got on the screen here is what we call either a rectilinear shape or a compound shape. And the reason it's called that is because it's lots of shapes put together. So if we look just here, if I put a dotted line here and a dotted line here, this shape is made up of 3 rectangles. Okay, that's going to be really important when we do area this week, but not for this particular session. So working at the perimeter of a compound or a rectilinear shape is really, really important. So as we can see, we need to go around each side and make sure that each side has a measurement, so that we can definitely be accurate with working at the perimeter. So from our starting point, we can see that this length is 10 meters, this length 6 meters, 4 meters, 10 meters, 10 meters, 6 meters, 4 meters, 10 meters. So I've got a measurement for each side of the rectilinear or compound shape. And then to work out the perimeter, I would just add them all together. And as it says on the screen, we have got, add all the numbers together, and it's 60 meters. So the perimeter of this rectilinear shape is 60 meters. Okay, so now we're going to look at finding the perimeter of a rectilinear shape with missing sides. And this is the type of question that you might get, but all the information presented in the question you can use to find the missing sides. Okay, so in this first rectilinear shape, I always find it really helpful to have a starting point to make sure I can find which ones are the missing sides. So I can see here this is 7 centimeters, this is 5 centimeters, 6 centimeters, 5 centimeters, and I've got a missing side and a missing side. Okay, so it's going to be really important now to use our knowledge of parallel lines. So parallel lines are lines that never meet. Because if we can find other parallel lines to the missing side, we can total those up so that we can work out that missing edge. Okay, so now I want to find the total of this one here. I want to find 2 parallel lines that could make that one. So I can see that this one here would be parallel and this one here would be parallel. So therefore 7 centimeters plus 6 centimeters is 13 centimeters. And then I would just do exactly the same for the opposite edge. So I'm looking for something that totals this particular edge here. So I can see that 5 centimeters does, and this one here is also parallel, so that's another 5 centimeters. So therefore this missing edge here would equal 10 centimeters. So now I just need to work out the perimeter. So I know I'm looking at this, I've got a 5 and a 5. So even though I've used those 5s to make this 10, I still need to use them because they're part of the perimeter. So 5 add 5, I've got a 10 there, and then I've got another 10, and then I've got a 13 and a 7. So when working out the perimeter, it's always good to look for some number bonds. So 7 and 13 would be 20, and then what have I got left? I've got a 6 left. So I can do 10, add 10 is 20, add another 20 is 40, plus the 6 is 46. So therefore the perimeter of this particular shape is 46 centimeters. Okay, now looking at the other side, the other rectilinear shape, I'm going to start by putting my start circle on, make sure I've got all my edges. Okay, 2 centimeters, 2 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 2 centimeters, a missing one, another missing one, and a third missing one. And then I've got 6 centimeters at the top. Okay, so now I need to work out those missing sides, but remember, I can use my parallel lines to really help me. So I need to work out this side here. So if this side is the same length as this side, therefore, this must be 2 centimeters. And if this bit, because this is a symmetrical shape, so which means it mirrors both sides. So if this is 2 centimeters, this must be 2 centimeters. And then this length here is the same as this length here. So therefore this missing one is 5 centimeters. See, I can use all the information that's presented in front of me. Okay, so now I need to work out the perimeter. And I'm going to try and use my number bonds again, but I can see I've got lots of 2's. So 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I know I've got a 10 here. I've got 2 5s, so that's another 10, and then a 6. So 10 and 10 is 20, plus the 6 is 26. So the perimeter here is 26 centimeters. Okay, so that's all the knowledge that you should need for today's learning. So now on the screen I've got the 1-star, 2-star and 3-star activity. So you can make a decision on which one you would like to do, and happy solving lots of perimeter. See you soon guys, bye!